Alright guys, so Cookie Run Kingdom has uploaded their patch notes. Sadly, inside of the game, apparently it's like literally a blank thing here. So we're gonna go through the Discord here and then we're gonna read it on Discord because they're posting all the images and stuff like that. So let's go together and just read this thing and see exactly what we're getting and what kind of skills we are going to be seeing for this update. So August 27th, this is going to be KST time or Korean Standard Time, and for us in the US, it's going to be on the 26th evening. Alright, update notice. Hello and welcome to Cookie Run Kingdom. Secrets of the Order will come to light in the upcoming update. Are you ready to face the truth? Alright, and we have the nice and amazing, animation here for the loading screen. Alright, so what is new? High Forkbearer Doughael wanted to know the truth of the cookie world. One day they encountered the godly will within the rift, and when they miraculously returned, they were completely changed. What soon unfolded shook the very beliefs of same pastry order divinities. Will cookies find salvation at the end of this chaos? So we have the new super epic Doughael. Okay, this is gonna be our new super epic, who is gonna be that healer in the middle over here. All right, so let's look at the skill. It is very long. It's extremely stretched out inside of the Discord, but let's look at this. Doughael is a healing cookie who uses the skill Consecrated Vow. Skill description: heals allies for a certain period of time and grants damage resist, debuff resist, and attack buffs. Afterwards, Doughael's fate shines, healing allies, dealing damage to enemies, pushing them back, and inflicting sacred preachings. Upon using their skill, Doughael removes debuffs from the targets with Disciple of the Abyss. Lastly, Doughael applies fervor and blessings of devotion, healing targets whenever they take damage over a certain period of time, and granting them immunity to incapacitating effects. At the start of battle, Doughael grants Disciple of the Abyss to the ally with the highest attack, increasing the ally's damage and damage dampening. If this target is defeated, it will trigger Selfless Sacrifice, increasing Doughael's attack and defense. The buff will be applied to the next ally with the highest attack, and if Doughael is defeated, Disciple of the Abyss will further increase the target's attack buff and speed up their healing rate. Doughael's cooldown decreases proportionally to their HP increase rate as of the start of the battle, and they are immune to incapacitating effects. Oh my gosh, this guy is insane. This cookie is literally worthy of being called this, chosen one by the Avatar of Destiny, or whoever it is that the story is gonna fully uncover. But oh my gosh, this skill: damage resist, debuff resist, attack buff. You have healing, you grant more healing, you grant more attack, you can't get stunned, and all of that craziness is going on with this cookie. And on top of that, you are able to use with pure vanilla because of the fact that this is going to be a cookie in the middle, healer in the middle, so it doesn't affect pure vanilla. Oh my gosh, I need to see how this cookie is going to be, and the damage output. I want to see the damage output. Alright, but next look at Seltzer, who is going to be our support, alright, in the rear. Okay, so we have Seltzer here. Okay, let's look at the skill. Seltzer is a support cookie who uses the skill Bubble Rain. Skill description: Seltzer cookies' earnest prayers create a field of carbonated energy, which then disperses as bubble rain. Carbonated energy draws enemies to a center and deals damage. Afterwards, bubble rain deals damage to enemies, healing allies for a certain period of time, and grants them the bubble up buff. Additionally, Seltzer cookie grants the crit damage buff to water-type cookies for a certain period of time. If Menthol cookie is on the team, she will inflict enemies and bosses with the Stinging Fizz debuff. Alright, I'm not sure what the Stinging Fizz debuff is going to be, but I mean, again, we have another cookie who needs to be used together with other cookies like we had with Jage and Manju, and then of course the Citrus Squad members as well. So we'll see how this one goes, but again, we were kind of shown that these cookies are going to be used inside of the guild boss, so we'll see how the team works out and the damage and all the buffs and things like that. All right, next one is gonna be our Menthol cookie, all right, who is gonna be the bomber and in the rear as well here. Alright, just like how we have with Seltzer, who is going to be in the rear support. Alright, but look at the skill here. Mental Cookie is a bomber cookie who uses the skill Mental Sensor. The skill description: mental gas leaks out from the sensor and deals damage to enemies. If the target is inflicted with endless flow, it deals additional damage and inflicts them with a crit damage debuff for each target hit. Afterwards, mental gas explodes and deals damage. The amount of damage increases proportionally to the number of enemies affected by mental gas. If a target has the Stinging Fizz debuff and takes damage from the mental gas explosion, it causes Fizz Bubble Explosion, which deals area damage. The number of targets affected by Stinging Fizz determines the number of Fizz Bubble Explosion. So another combo cookie with Seltzer here. So once they get that Stinging Fizz, you have the mental explosion, and then boom, you create even more explosion. Alright, so we got the next one here, Guild Siege. Alright, so capture the enemy's castle with your guildmates, fight the enemies, win in the arenas, explore scouting areas, capture outposts, and battle guardians. Earn high scores to receive even better rewards. Alright, so we have this fortress in flames. Alright, kind of what we saw inside of the video. Alright, it does look like we have 18 attempts as well on the corner. Guild Siege is a large-scale seasonal battle mode that lasts for 7 days each season. Season 1, from September 1st to September 8th. Season 2 is from 15th to 22nd. The following seasons will be announced separately. This season will be a preseason. They did talk about the preseason, right? Next is going to be Guild Siege can be played after joining a guild, and you can claim rewards by completing various activities within the mode. Additional rewards will be given depending on the score after the season ends. Siege tokens are given to all guild members when the Guild Siege starts. These tokens are needed to access various features of the mode and recharge daily at 8 PM KST time. Alright, and then Siege progression. Guild members can challenge different types of nodes, enemies, arena, scouting areas, and outposts up until day 4 of Guild Siege. On day 5, the Bound Guardians and Guardians unlock. If your guild clears all day 4 content early, you can engage the Bound Guardians and Guardians right away. And it looks like the Bound Guardians are the ones right over here. These guys that are going to be in the front of the Guardians, which is most likely going to be the dragons. Alright, so those are going to be unlocked early if you guys do clear out all of the stuff in front first. Okay, that's why having active guild members now is going to be even more important than before. Control rating and cooking food will apply buffs to guild members. Capturing certain outposts may apply debuff to enemy guardians. Emerge victorious by fighting battles, scouting, and capturing areas. Bring more guild members to scout area quicker and get buffs as you expand your control. Okay, so you see we have some extra rewards as well. We got some crystals and some sugar crystals and all that stuff. Earn reward by playing in the Artillery Order event. It will aid you in Siege by bombing difficult nodes. Artillery Order event. Day 4 of Guild Siege. How to participate. Deploy cookies during this time to earn rewards. Rewards. Crystal 300 will be sent to your mailbox upon participating. When the event ends, the following effect occur. Start enemy node with 2 waves cleared. Have 2 arena nodes with the lowest progress automatically cleared. If Bound Guardians are active, they take damage equal to 20% of their max HP. So it looks like the Artillery Order on day 4 is going to be very, very important. And it's only for 4 hours, so it is important to go and put your cookies in there. I'm a little iffy on that because it is a certain time, but we'll see how this one goes. Again, preseason. So they're going to take all the feedbacks and then change it up if necessary. Alright, and then Siege cookies. Choose up to 10 cookies to take into battle. You may reset your selection up to 3 times. The first reset is free, while additional resets cost coins. Choose wisely before selecting your team. Okay, so we have the cooking as well. Alright, it's going to be something that's going to apply extra buffs and things like that to your cookies. We have some stat buffs as well as exploration buffs. Okay, so you can gain buffs in Guild Siege by cooking. Guild leaders and officers can choose the dishes first. However, if no changes are made within 2 hours after the siege begins, all guild members will be granted the ability to select dishes. Arena battles. These arena battles are different from the Kingdom Arena. Victory is not decided in a single match. Enemy cookies will carry over their remaining HP. A node is only cleared once all enemies' HP has been reduced to 0. Coordinate with your guild mates to conquer the arena. Please note that only one guild member can battle at a time. Enemies. Fight off enemies for a certain number of waves. Victory is not decided in a single match. Further battles continue from the last reached wave. A node is only clear once all enemies are defeated. Please note that only one guild member can battle at a time. So, Bound Guardians, alright? It looks like Pattaya Dragon is going to be our first Bound Guardian here. Kind of similar to a big boss. Bound Guardian nodes are cleared once their HP reaches 0. These battles can be fought by multiple guild members. Bound Guardians are linked to the Guardians. Defeating them weakens the Guardian. Alright, and we have this Guardian right over here from the Pattaya story. And Guardians award points based on the final amount of damage they take. Defeat Bound Guardians and complete outposts to stack weaknesses. Guardians can be fought until the end of the season. So that is all we have for the guild siege. Alright, now is gonna be the guild battle improvements because there is a lot. First of all, you guys can see right now that the third boss, Living Abyss, has been replaced by the new boss and most likely will come back later down the line. Alright, new tier, Challenger. So they actually decided to add Challenger instead of adding in that Elite and basically push down the ranks. So as you guys can see right over here, if you guys look, Grandmaster 1 and Grandmaster 2 is going to be in top 10 and top 30. And then Grandmaster 3 is going to actually be in top 5%. However, they have made it so that top 10 and top 30 are going to be Challenger 1 and Challenger 2. And then up to top 50, now it's going to be Challenger 3. And then top 1% is going to be Grandmaster 1. Top 3% is going to be Grandmaster 2. And Grandmaster 3 is going to still stay at that top 5%. Now it's going to be easier to, spread out the rankings and apply better rewards for more players. And now let's look at this. So we have, this is a round rewards every single week. All right. You are able to get up to a total of 12,000 crystals now. And if you're in Grandmaster 1, 8,000. So not bad here. Even more rewards for the top players who are really participating and trying their best and min-maxing everything. Alright, and if you guys look, this is the season reward now. It's going to be maxed out at 15,000 crystals with 5,000 rainbow cubes and the ambers that we're going to be getting as well here. Alright, and then now we also do have the cookie battle limits. Only one beast, legendary, ancient, or dragon can be used in a guild battle. As only one high rarity cookies can be used, your existing guild team will be reset. Alright, but we also do have the battle team setup now. Alright, so it is going to be that preset where you're going to be able to put 5 of the cookies and then boom, put it in and bam, it will rewrite or overwrite everything for you so that you don't need to go and click individual topping. If you forget the topping, then you mix up the whole thing. None of that is happening now. Okay, and then we have the new boss and rotation. Alright, so we have this new boss right over here. Living Abyss will take a break and another powerful boss, Machine God of the Eternal Void, will take its place. Fight in guild battle and face this new boss. Alright, now let's look at this right here. Okay, Machine God of Eternal Void. The Machine God is a massive war engine that transcends time itself, holding dominion over metal, magnetism, electricity, and even time. This boss's weakness lies in its unstable mechanics. Since its main body and core power components are connected, any damage taken is transferred. Use this and target the components to deal more damage. Additionally, the boss is immune to most debuff by high voltage defense circuit. However, the circuit is vulnerable to water and will combust upon contacting with it. Utilize water type attacks to take down this new boss. Again, now you can see that it is going to be water focused here, guys, and also it does look like we have different components and parts that we are able to select. Alright, and then we have the boss levels that are unified. The damage dealt to bosses in Guild Raid will now be fixed across all level range with all range differences removed. Previously, level range differences required players to adjust their team setup. By standardizing damage across all ranges and removing these gaps, we aim to make the progress of fine-tuning your team easier and less fatiguing. Avatar of Destiny used to take less damage compared to Red Velvet Dragon and Living Abyss, resulting in lower maximum stage records compared to the other bosses. This may affect rewards, sense of accomplishment, and overall feel of the battle. To address this, we have increased the damage taken by the Avatar of Destiny, raising its maximum stage potential without altering the existing strategy. To put it simple, they decrease the damage resistance, what it is, okay? We also do have the changes to the guild battle tickets. The distribution method for guild battle tickets has been updated. On the first day of the round, all guild members will receive 18 tickets all at once. And even if you join a guild mid-season, you still will receive 18 entries. Please note that your battle count and ticket usage within a round will carry over even if you switch guilds, which means that if you already used 3 of the battles in the previous guild, then you're only going to get 15. Alright, we also do have the thing that personally I have been waiting for, and that is going to be the time jumpers. Time jumpers are now available in guild battle. Use them to progress faster in battles after playing at least once. This season, the damage dealt to each boss is based on your highest score of that boss. However, using time jumpers may make the boss harder to defeat as it struggles to escape the time rift and strengthen its resistance. Please note, using time jumpers can reduce the damage you deal. The result may vary depending on other players' activity. Alright, so I guess there is that thing that has been added. Alright, now on to the guild system improvements. Guild honor level. Alright, so we also do have the cup, also did change a little bit in the appearance. Alright, so we have some of the honor system right here that is going to unlock a new shop. Alright, so in this update, we added a guild honor level. Raise your honor level to gain access to more goods in the honor shop. The higher your guild's honor level, the more special the items will become. You can raise your guild honor level when donating Flame of Unity to earn EXP towards your guild level. Once the maximum honor level is reached, it cannot be further increased until the beginning of the next round. This round's honor level will determine the variety of goods available in the shop in the next round. Honor levels can only be increased before the tally period. The shop will offer items based on the honor level you reached before tallying, so be sure to level up in time. We also do have some quality of life improvements. So check-in, after the update, you will not have to use Beacon of Promise to complete your check-in. Simply visit the guild domain or other guild related stuff and you can automatically check in. So guild battle, alliance, guild siege, and things like that. Relic donation. You can now easily donate your relic after finishing a cookie alliance campaign if you want to just automatically go and do that instead of going into the museum and putting it in and things like that. All right, we also do have the guild chat and my cookie as well. We have added new guild chat feature in the guild hall so that you can communicate with your fellow guild members through text and emoji. Basically same thing as the town square. At the top, you can access system message, see the ongoing guild activities, and remaining time. The old guild chat feature will remain available as well. In the guild hall, you can also choose to set MyCookie preset in your guild's domain. Choose MyCookie to use emoji in the guild hall. So it doesn't look like you have to use the MyCookie. You can if you want to use emoji and things like that. Alright, we also do have the daily guild quest. So we also do have those to earn some extra rewards or items for the guild. We also do have the Sea Fairy Crystal Gem improvements. The core strength of Sea Fairy Cookie's Crystal Gem came from stacking Tidal Wave effect to gain an enhanced version of her skill. However, it was difficult to utilize this at the desired moment in battle. This has been adjusted with the Rising Tide effect that will also reduce enemies' defense and create Tear of Yearning for a greater damage output. Sea Fairy Cookie's Rally effect will support water type cookies by increasing the damage they deal in enemies in PvE. Sea Fairy Cookie's overwhelming feelings towards the moon empower her ability to control the sea. She summons Rising Tide and Tidal Waves that deal damage to enemies, reducing their defense and increasing water type damage taken. Additionally, they will increase the team's water type damage. Rising Tide and Tidal Waves push enemies back, stun them, and deal additional damage to summoned creatures, and the targets with reduced defense. Tidal Wave leaves Tears of Yearning in their wake. Tears of Yearning pull enemies in, dealing damage. After a certain period of time, Tears of Yearning will explode, dealing damage. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Okay, and then we also do have the Rally effect. increases water type damage, increased water type crit damage, and increased damage to enemy in PvE. Right, we also do have the Ascension buffs as well. So 3-star Ascension, you're going to have HP shield on self now to protect her. Right, we also do have where at plus 10, all skill damage will bypass some of the Rising Tide targets damage resist. Plus 20, Rising Tide tidal waves will deal additional damage to immune targets. And plus 30, Tear of Yearning will stun their targets. So we have 2 different stuns now. Right, so it looks like it's going to be pretty darn good. I'm excited to see the changes. So let's see how that goes with Sea Fairy once the update does come out. Alright, we also do have the new costume, Virtual Genesis and Ruin. Get ready to witness the clash of abundance and destruction in the virtual world. Don't forget to come for your free pool daily. Alright, so a daily pulls again, just like how we had with that special costume. Right, we also do have the destined toppings as well. So the thing that is going to be changed here is that we're going to have 5 of the original that we had, but they are adding the other 5 as well. So walnut, peanut, hazelnut, candy, and kiwi are going to be added for this. Alright, the cookies that are going to be available is going to be Doughael, seltzer, menthol, as well as Madeline. Alright, so those are going to be the ones that are going to be having this new resident topping. Looks really, really nice. Okay, and then we have the Surging Biscuit, which is going to be for the water element, available in episode 1 and 2. And the changes to the Balloon Expedition as well. So episode 1 and 2 is going to have the chance of getting that Surging Biscuit. And then we also do have the My Cookie Adventure. They're adding the level or stage 60 as well. It looks like we are going to be able to get some materials to get those legendary weapons. All right, so we can craft those as well. And then we also do have the events here now, guys. Premonition of Doom. Learn about the frightening event at St. Pastry Order's Cathedral and earn rewards. And it does look like we have Black Forest back as well. So she is going to be in the story. 7 days of Rainbow Cubes. So it does look like it's a lot more than what was shown inside of the video. So it does look like we get 300 day 1, 500 day 2, 700 and day 3, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and 2,000 as well. So if you guys add that all together, that's going to be a total of 7,200 rainbow cubes that are going to be available to us. So I don't think you want to miss out on these, right? Right, so make sure to go and claim that. We also do have the lucky ticket back as well. All right, so that is going to be available daily. We also do have some additional changes and improvements. So we have some balances for some cookies. So Crimson Coral Cookie balance. HP shield at beginning of battle has been increased by about 6%. We have the Coral Armor water type damage has been increased by 10%. Resistant to defense reduction has been increased from 35 to 50%. All right, we also do have Elder Fairy increase. So base HP has been increased by 5.1%. Injury was increased all the way up to 15%. HP shield bonus has been increased to 2.5%. Prism shard damage reduction has been increased by 7% to max 22.5%. And then we also do have prune juice cookie balances for the Red Velvet Dragon. We have attack speed has been increased approximately 10%. We have some poisoning damage interval. It's been decreased from 2 seconds to 1 second to have that bit faster. Poison damage increased by another 10%. And then Giant Prune Juice poisoning damage approximately 6.3% across all level range. Okay, and then we also do have the water type cookie Endless Flow. The Endless Flow debuff has been added to enhance water type cookie's strategic viability. It looks like every single water type cookie are going to get this, just like how we have the Consuming Darkness debuff. Enemies affected by the water type skill will now suffer from the Endless Flow debuff, increasing water type damage taken and lowering their attacks. And it does look like we are going to be able to get a insane max 30 multi-topping upgrade. So it was 5 before, now it's going to be 30, which is absolutely awesome. All right, we also do have the super epic gacha, which has been changed. Again, it is going to be, instead of that, you know, powder and glitter and stuff like that that you get randomly from like pulling different rarities, you just have to do straight up 225 pulls this time, not 250, to get a guaranteed Doughael. Right, so that's also nice. We also do have some cookies in the Rainbow Crystal Shop that is being added. We also do have some laboratory technology changes. All right, so certain technologies has been changed from the addition of Guild Siege to allow you to strengthen your cookie faster and more conveniently. The following technologies can now be used right away without researching. Extra topping preset, biscuit preset, topping storage, that's going to be available right away, and topping multi-upgrade, you just need to upgrade your cookie castle to level 5 to unlock. So now this is going to be something that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, the voice acting. All right, the voiceovers for the English voice that has been missing will be added in this update. Finally, all right, finally we have it back. All right, packages available for purchase once again. So we have some extra packages. We have a beacon mini pass schedule and buff as well. It looks like it's going to be for the guild stuff. That is going to be available. All right, and then we also do have some sneak peeks towards the next update as well. So that was a ton of stuff. Hopefully, you know, that kind of runs through all the stuff that you guys need to know, but lots and lots of things, mainly focusing on that guild while still giving us some lores and story behind what is taking place. And it does look like, again, Doughael is gonna absolutely be insane. So I'm actually really excited for this. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. But that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Make sure to log in every single day for those free rainbow cubes and those free pools and every reward. But I'll catch you guys during the live stream. If you guys haven't checked out other videos, then that's gonna be in front of you, so check it out as well.